Well, you probably know by now who my guest is today. It's my co-host, my nephew, John.
Hello, everybody.
That's right. And John, can you explain that you've already been recognized at the mall because of
Yes.
the show? What happened?
Okay, so I was at Barnes and Noble and I was looking at the movies and some guy goes, "Hey, I know you from YouTube. You have that podcast about people with special needs." And I was looking at this movie that I wanted to get, and he said, let me let me buy it for you." And so I'm like, okay. And so he bought me the Blu-ray movie thing, and he's very nice. And he said, and his brother has autism, so
Oh, that
yeah,
part I didn't know.
no, no,
Oh, your mother didn't tell me that. So his brother has autism, therefore he was,
yeah,
and this is the incredible thing. We don't even have thousands of viewers yet.
no, we don't.
But yet somebody found you. Okay, this is really cool. I love that this happened. And actually, this brings up a point for people, and I don't want them to be afraid because a lot of people are afraid of going public. What if they're recognized? Are their kids going to be hurt? And so, but this was a really kind person who,
Yeah,
yeah, uh,
yes.
so cool. Okay, so John's journey. I like checking in. I want to check in with you so people know what's going on. So, as a little follow up, just to precede, John, like 3 months ago, right? You moved into your own apartment,
Correct. Yes.
which is where he is right now.
Yes.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure you weren't at your mother's house. I was looking at the back.
No. No.
Okay, so you moved into your own apartment. You're 40 years old. It took a while to put this together,
Hmm.
but here you are. So we've done a couple episodes already about do not be afraid. You have to move forward. You have to be independent. But with management, your mother's not out of the picture.
No. Uh-uh.
What do you do with your mom? Tell me, say what your schedule is with your mom.
Okay, so every Sunday, I think, I go to her house. I spend the night at her house and she makes dinner. And then sometimes she'll come over here, eat like a Friday or something, and I'll cook her uh dinner. And that's how we work it like, and then she helps me with household chores. Like we're redoing my bathroom in my bedroom. Um, she helps me with my banking, things like that. Medicine, I know what to do, but other than that, that's what my schedule with my mom is like. And then sometimes I go, Mom, you just want to come and hang out and you can walk around the little town and stuff. And she likes doing that because it's something different, things like that.
I want to clarify the medicine is because he's a diabetic. It's not
Yes,
because of any other reason.
correct.
Okay. Um, so John, now that first of all, this is great. It's a breakthrough. You are cooking dinner for your mother. You never did that before.
No, I did not.
And how did you get the skills?
I watch a lot of YouTube and I watch a lot of like recipes and stuff. And that's how I learned how to cook a little bit and stuff like that. Um, and like I like making spaghetti because it's easy stuff that's easy that I already know.
So do we.
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody else likes to cook
yeah.
easy things too, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And that's basically what I do. And then when my mom I'm not that's my phone. Hold on. I'm gonna put it in the other room. I can't.
Okay, so while he's doing that, I forgot to tell him to please put your phone on silence. That's okay. I just dug into this interview. But what I want to talk to him about is his search for work, because now that he's moved 15 miles away from his
Yeah.
last place of employment, which was the VFW, which I have to tell you broke my heart that you had to leave. Broke
Yeah.
my heart. These were the nicest people in the world. But I guess 15 miles, 20 miles away is a little too
Too
much,
far.
too
Yeah, too
far.
far. Yeah.
Okay, skills. So I was asking you about the skills in cooking. Um, Talk to me about, I want to talk to you about two things.
Okay.
First of all, your journey with the aides that you
Oh,
get from Washington County. Do you have one currently?
no, I do not.
And it's the aides, well, depending on who they are and what they're interested in doing. Your
Yeah,
aides have taken you around town. On your own, you've applied for jobs, and through them, you've applied through jobs, right?
correct. Correct. Yes.
And so far, nothing's materialized, but that's okay. It's
Nope.
something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then, didn't one of the aides help you with cooking, though, along with
Yeah.
watching YouTube?
Yes. Yes, they did. Yes.
Okay. Um, you had an idea, though. So, this is what I thought was brilliant. In the world of searching for work, it's the hardest thing for anybody. I don't care who you are, it's hard, but it's harder for people with special needs. It's a small town you live in, but explain what you have done on your own looking for work.
Um, ex okay. Well, I go walking around my little town here, and I just talk to the people in the little shops and see if they're hiring and stuff. And then I just wait to see if they, it's like you said, it's very difficult because a lot of people they don't understand how to teach somebody with special needs. So there's a place called Popcorn Willie's that I applied for, and it's a popcorn place. So I applied for Popcorn Willie's a while ago, and they called me on like a couple Fridays, and they wanted me to work for them, and I said, "Sure, I'll do it. What is it?" And she said, "It's cleaning." I said, "Okay, I'll do it." And uh, that's how I got like a little interview. Like they asked me to like uh whenever I have time to come in, and they will show me what I need to know to the skills I need to do the job. But you just have to like be very patient with people, and eventually you'll get something. So yeah.
It bothered you, though, didn't it, that people weren't calling you back, at least
Yeah.
saying, no, we don't have anything, just something simple as that.
Yeah, it really did bother me like that because I don't like to not work because I want to make a little bit of money because I like to spend money like we all do. But when you kind of like when you have your own place like I do, you get bored very like a little bit easier. So you try to find stuff to do. And I'm used to going to work every day. And when you're not working, that cycle, you just get real bored and you're just like, uh-uh.
I
So
know, and it brings you down, and you
yeah,
start kind of beating yourself up even, and
yeah,
sleeping is affected, right? You were telling me.
yeah.
'Cause
Sleeping
it-
is very effective. And, like being like depressed a little bit, sort of like, and frustrated, and all those together, like kind of like build up when you're not working and stuff. So.
So this is the message I wanted to send out to anybody watching who might be in the position of hiring people or at least has a child that is wanting to work and applying. I think it's incredibly hard, and you can tell me whether I'm right or wrong, John. I think it's incredibly hard to go through the normal application process that other people go through, which is online applications.
Yes.
First of all, I think it's a horrible way to apply for anything. I come
Mhm.
from the old school, like 8 million years ago, where you had phone numbers of people that you called who answered the phone that were in management positions, and you could have a conversation about what you're looking for, what they're looking for, the openings that they have. But we have dehumanized this entire process of acquiring work. We've just dehumanized. Okay. So, in the world of special needs neurodivergent people, a lot of people can't apply online
Mm-mm.
just for various reasons, right?
Right. Like they like the reading part. Like some people who have like really bad autism and they don't like communicate how they supposed to, without somebody helping them fill out the questions and what you have the questions are sometimes very difficult. I mean, when I had somebody help me with those questions online, and it's just sometimes it's just really confusing, and you try to like do it, and sometimes you can't. You just need help.
Right. In like people who are dyslexic, do you know what dyslexic
Hmm.
means? Can you jumble up words and
Yeah.
doesn't mean you're not smart. It just means there's
No.
that processing aspect. Well, filling out applications online don't work for them. And then additionally, if you're applying to a larger company, thousands of people apply online. So you no personality stands out.
Right.
S- Did you
So
want to?
like I was thinking like I like to go into the businesses and then just talk to them and just say, "Hey, I have experience in washing dishes. I have experience of very good customer service. I'm willing to do anything you ask me to do. Um, I'm a very hard worker and I'm very neat and clean. And I like to talk to the managers about stuff like that. When you do these things online, you don't talk to a person. It's a machine that you talk to. Like I'll give you an example. When you apply to Target, everybody knows Target, right? So their interview process is a machine and they ask you the questions through the computer. And it's not a person. It's a machine that's asking you these stuff. So that's why I like to go into, like I said, businesses and stuff like that.
Right. And so here's what I was thinking. So I interviewed a woman yesterday. I haven't posted it yet. I interviewed her. She has a bakery in another state in Idaho. And not only is she dyslexic, but she has a Down syndrome. No, she has a physically disabled daughter and an autistic son. Now they're older, they're not kids, and they're off doing their own thing. But you know, it's a process for them. So what she did with her bakery, the sole purpose is to hire neurodivergent people. And the application process is just what you described. You walk into her store, her bakery, and you talk to her, you fill out an application. If somebody needs to help you, they'll help you. It's no big deal. And what she gets to do is exactly what you said. She gets to evaluate the person sitting in front of them, have a conversation with them, start getting a sense and feel for what they would like to do, what maybe they're not good at doing. And she does, you know, things like communicating, customer service, money management. Some people can, some people can't. Following orders, because it's hard instruction for some people. So she
Hmm.
goes through all of that. Some people get paid, some people it's just a transition learning experience. It just depends on what her needs are at the time, her availability. But if she doesn't really have a place for you to work, you can come in as a volunteer and you'll at least get your feet wet. And what happens, and this is what I want you to speak about next, what happens is the person volunteering, working, whatever, applying gets to be in a community of people
Mhm.
that in and of itself does what when you're with people?
makes you makes you feel good about yourself, and you learn about different people's strengths, and you learn about people's uh things that they can't do. And I think it is very important that that people like us, we have to uh we have the same, I mean, not the same, but we have certain things we can do and certain things we can't do. But other than that, I think the most important part is the customers coming in the door. Like it's good when people see people that have disabilities and they're not like, oh my gosh, they're like not these scary people that people think they are. No, they're actual human beings and they actually have feelings. And that's very important in a work environment, in my opinion.
Yes. So to extend that, we get to see how to interact with special needs people, and we get to expand our own thinking, and we learn a different language sometimes, which is great.
hmm
And we kind of break down that barrier that prevents us from connecting,
hmm
right? Do you think?
I, I think so, yes. It's like you like it's like we fear things that we don't know. If that makes sense,
Yeah.
because we're just like you and me, and just because we learn slower and we have to have a little bit of extra help doesn't mean that we're not functioning human beings, because it it's very like that's what society wants you to think. Like they want you to think that, oh, he's different than we don't like that person because he's different. He can't read, or he can't do money right, or he can't figure stuff out. No, it's just because your brain doesn't process things that quick enough. It has nothing to do with your skill abilities. But that's what society throws at you, that you have to have, you have to be like, so, like, what's the word? I can't even describe
The
it. Like,
same. The
yeah, the
same.
same. Thank you. The same. Yes.
Same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because nobody, honestly, if you really think about it, nobody is the same. You know what I mean? Nobody is. Everybody has their different ways of doing things. Like my Aunt Judy might have a different way of approaching something than I do. You know what I mean? Like when she's always found ways to help me. Like when we go to the store, she always says, "No, John, if you can't count the money, you ask them, hey, I'm not mastered the skill yet. Can you help me count the money so I can make the cur so nobody takes advantage of somebody like with disabilities? Because it does happen sometimes.
Well,
And
has it ever happened to you though? That you feel somebody misrepresented how much change you would get back or anything like that? See, that's my contention. Maybe you're right, John. You know, you might
yeah,
find the odd person who's rotten, mean, but
yes,
see,
yes,
I don't think that. I think most people, when you say to them, I just need help, will help.
yes. Because I'll give you an example. I did this when I was with my friend Denise. We were at Chick-fil-A, this at a restaurant. Or no, I'm sorry. We were at Dunkin' Donuts, my favorite place to get coffee, and my aunt knows that. And I had a little bit of money, and I said, how much is this? And she said, it's $5. Can you help me count the five? Because I have five ones. And can you help me count? I'm not very good with money. And she said, sure, I'll help you. but then the lady got, but I didn't tell you this part. And the lady got mad because she helped me count the money. And I said, I have disabilities here. I can't,
Hold on. Who got
but
mad? What did they
a
say?
customer got mad.
Oh, a customer got mad.
Yes,
Why did a customer get mad?
because the employee was giving the extra time to me counting money when I told her that I can't ahead of time I can't count money, right?
What did the customer say, or was it sounds? How
It
did you?
sounded like it sounded like she was like, "Can't you guys hurry up already?" or
Uh,
something like that. I said,
uh,
"Ma'am," and I didn't say anything. I just said, just ignored her because that I asked for help because I need that help.
yeah.
I don't care if you get mad or not.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so that's a person. I think that's more of a rare person, to be honest with you, that
Yeah.
is impatient. And then again, if we are going to be open-minded and sensitive, who knows what that person is going through? You know,
Hmm.
what if that person feels sick or, so I'd like to give, well, I can give that person a break because it wasn't me in line.
Right,
But
right.
so what goes around comes around. So if we want to be
Yes.
understood, I guess we have to say, all right, I'm sorry, but I'm
But
here. I need help. It's not going to be the rest of our natural lives.
right.
Chill.
Yes.
Let's just chill.
Yeah.
Um, Small businesses. This is the other point I wanted to make because I was thinking about this yesterday after I interviewed this woman named Dana Belfi, who has what's called the Village Bakery in Idaho. By the way, the pictures of the pastries, unbelievable. She has an online business. I may have to order some online. It was that good looking. But anyway, as I'm talking to her, I'm thinking, I think small businesses may be the way to go because they're not overwhelming like a big factory.
Mhm.
Now, I know you worked at Giant Eagle,
Yes.
the East Coast version of Ralph's in Los Angeles on the West Coast. But
Correct.
so Giant Eagle is a grocery store. It's a fairly big grocery store, but it didn't feel like a big corporation
Mm.
because you got to know people. They were very friendly, the people who work there.
Absolutely, yes. They're very good with me, and they taught me things and things in like good customer service. And if I can't do something, they could ask, and I could help. They would help me and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so work is going to happen. There's no question. And when we start doing our retreats, you're going to be a speaker and
Hmm.
this is going to work out. This is really going to work out. I want to go to something else. So you're living by yourself, although you're living in an apartment building.
Correct.
You do have two small pets.
Yes, I do. I
They
have.
are,
They're little pet rats.
how big are they? Show me how
They're
big.
like sometimes they're like this,
Okay.
but they're like long ways. But they're really cute. They're like having a hamster with a long tail. Just picture a hamster with a long tail.
Okay. And by the way, to anybody who doesn't know this, rats are domestic animals. They are
Yes,
meant to be around people. They just got a bad rap.
they sure do. People get scared of them.
I know. And I when you had the previous little rats and I held them when I was at your house.
Yeah.
Totally cute. Actually, totally cute. Okay. But here's where I want to go. So you're living in your own apartment. By the way, it looks super clean and neat in the
Oh,
background.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now you're always neat, organized, clean, always.
All the time.
So in your spare time, not looking for work and not tending to the baby
The end.
rats, you
Yes.
are like the ambassador of your apartment building. Say what you do in the apartment building.
Okay, so what I do is I help people in my apartment building because it's a senior high-rise apartment. And I take one of my neighbors, Miss Kate, to the grocery store because she can't walk very well. So what we do is we go to the grocery store.
Is she in a wheelchair?
No, no, she
Right.
has
She
a she
walks.
has like she has like a she can walk with a cane and stuff. But
Okay.
like stuff like that.
Okay.
And we go down, and I always tell her, if you need a break, just take a break. So we take a break, and then we go slow down the hill down here. We go to the shop and save, and then we walk there because it's very close. So we walk there and we do shopping, and she teaches me how to do grocery shopping and how to buy bargains, things that are on sale. Like say, okay, like Angie, you say that your popcorn, I can't remember what your popcorn that you liked, that say that it was on sale for 2 for $5. You buy 2 bags and you get, and it's just 2 for $5. So you have to, in order to get that, you have to buy three to get that sale price. She said, that's what she teaches me, like stuff like that. And then how to like save a little bit of money, like something's like 5.99 versus 12.99 or
Hmm.
13.99, things like that, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Um, but aren't there other people that you visit that you
Yeah.
said that you
Yep.
help? So, ergo, the ambassador. Um, you, I forgot the one thing that I wanted to talk about, so I'm just gonna, for a second, switch back to work.
Go
So,
ahead.
like what you're doing about going into the businesses, I think that's the best
Mhm.
way to do it. And especially since it's your community now, it's your little town.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody knows one another in that community. And so that's really good that you do that as opposed to this online stuff, which I've never liked. But you called me the other day and you said, so you had an idea about a record store.
Yes. So my idea about this record store, since I like death metal and that kind of stuff, I was thinking because there's no, I mean, when you go into a normal record store, they have a variety of different artists, but honestly, they don't, they have a little tiny section of metal. And metal these days are is arranged in different areas in different countries. And I wanted to open a record store based on death metal and to hire people with special needs. So I came up, I mean, in my head, I was thinking we could have pictures of the album covers. So say if somebody has autism and they don't speak, they can point the customer to what artist they want, or if if they can't read very well, they could also look at the picture just to see what the album, looks like in the
You're
art.
basing this on what Nicole at the
Yeah,
VFW did for you.
yeah,
You told her you wanted to be a waiter, but you don't
yeah.
read, um, or I mean, you read a little bit, you write a little bit, but not enough to be a waiter. And she came up with the idea of putting a laminated menu
Mhm.
together, which you actually showed us on a previous episode, of
Correct.
all pictures with a marker that you bring to the table, and the customer marks off what they
Yes.
want and how many of each thing. Okay, so you're using that idea in the
Uh-huh.
record store. Well,
Yes.
okay, so when I talked to you about this, I said, well, maybe we could start small. In your town, downtown Pittsburgh, in downtown Pittsburgh, there is a coffee shop called Biddy and Bows, and
Hmm.
they only hire special needs people. And it's a franchise. So they have these in different cities. They started in North Carolina, I believe Wilmington, North Carolina, and then expanded to other cities around the country, and they're continuing to expand. And so I thought, well, why don't we approach them when I'm in town and see if they would be open to opening a little section on records? Now, international death metal, I don't know how many people support that. I really, really don't. I don't know if that's too small a genre for you to work with, but I do know that a year or two ago, think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I went to the record store that you like in Lawrenceville or some community, or wherever it is
Yeah.
you live. I went in there and they do have a death metal section. And there was a teenager who came in and was looking through that section. And you started explaining all the different genres and bands and which one would be a good start for him. And you started organizing the approach to starting a collection of death metal, and I got it on video.
Yes. Yes, you did.
And I thought, well, I'm going to show this to somebody because I think this is really important for anybody that would even be open to having you come in and be a salesperson in the record store in a specialty genre. But not only are you specialized in death metal, but it's general metal,
Correct.
and
Yeah.
rap and hip
Yep.
hop.
Yes.
You really do more than that. So I think, if I may,
Go
you need
ahead.
to expand your thinking. Death metal is just too narrow to approach people with.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, John. There could be many more followers to this music that I don't know about. But I'm thinking of when you talk to somebody, it's got to have a little bit more, re-
Like,
yeah,
yeah, like
variety.
more, yeah. I get what you're saying and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. But not a bad idea. So I think we should explore it when I come.
Yes.
I think we should at least go to the coffee shop and go back to that other record store with my video. But see,
Yeah.
that's I'd love to show them that. But that is really far away. That's so far away that I can't find it without your mother driving.
Yeah.
That's too tough for me.
W-
But we'll make
Okay.
it work out. We'll
We
make it.
we will because you know what? You know where it's okay. Do you know we have a cousin Nancy and Janice, right? So they live in Morningside, so that's by the zoo. So that little record store you're talking about, that area is called Mainville. So
Oh,
you can go from Morningside to Mainville. It's like they're all connected like this.
I get it. I literally get it. And there's a bridge you go across
Yeah.
over. I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. So you go there.
All right.
Like
This is great. This is really great. So before I leave you, I'm so
that.
glad we checked in. What's
Yes.
your schedule for the rest of the day? You're 3 hours ahead of me. So
All right. So I'm
a
gonna eat.
lunch.
I'm gonna eat my lunch. Then I'm probably gonna just chill outside after it stops raining because it's raining here in Pittsburgh. Um, and I think I'm gonna vacuum and stuff because I mean I know it looks clean, but I think I need to vacuum and mop. That's
Okay. Well, two lovely activities
yeah.
to have. Thank you, John.
You're
So
welcome.
just, are you happy with where you're at right now?
Yes, I am. I am.
Okay. All right. I'm glad. It takes time to move forward, but I think your mother was even more scared than you were.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think she was
letting
because
you
she
go.
she's not used to being by herself
Well,
because
that too,
yes.
but she wanted me to call you several times a day, every day, and I'm like,
Yeah, and I'm like, Aunt Judy.
and Judy, you're calling me entirely
Too,
too much. And
too
I'm like, you're
much.
right. I am calling you entirely. This is your mother's fault. And so I'm not going to do it anymore. I'll do it like I normally do it,
Yeah, like
whenever.
once a week.
Once a week is fine. Once a week is fine. Twice if something amazing is happening.
Yeah.
All right, honey. I really, really appreciate it. I do. Thank you for checking in with us.
You're welcome.
And let me leave with my standard saying. Well, this is John McFadden, my nephew, my co-host.
Yeah.
Um, uh, yes, my standard saying is in the world of special needs people, we all need each other. Talk to you next week.
Yes.